Okay, thank you for coming. Welcome everyone to our press conference for our UEFA Champions League game against Galatasaray tomorrow evening. We have Erik, Ten Hag and Bruno Fernandes. Please identify who your question is for. Let's start with Simon Stone.
Can I start with Bruno first, please? The club, while you've been here, worked so hard to get into the Champions League, and you've not always managed it. How much of a blow would it be if you didn't qualify for the knockout round?
No, obviously for us it's really important to be in the competition. We want to be in the middle of the best clubs in Europe. It's, as you said, it's obviously disappointing if we don't go through. But I'm not thinking on that at the moment. I'm just focused on the game against Galatasaray, because the only way we can go through is winning against Galatasaray and going to the last game with a chance to go through. So our focus at the moment is on winning this game, knowing that we play against such good opponent away from home, where the atmosphere will be intense. But I think everyone, as a kid, you enjoy and you want to be in these kind of stages, big stadiums, big atmospheres. So you just have to enjoy the challenge.
And Erik, can I just ask you, from the team that lost against Galatasaray at home, do you think you've improved since then?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But probably it will be the same for Galatasaray. But I think we improved. So it's a good progress. You see we are stepping up. We are more stable. We are winning games. So definitely there's a big difference from the first sight, first moment where we played them.
Laurie.
Erik, is Rasmus and Anthony both fit to start the game against Galatasaray if needed?
They are in the squad.
And just on Cobby, played so well at Goodison. That was a bit of a hostile atmosphere, but Galatasaray will be another level. Do you have any, concerns about starting him in such a game of importance with such a fierce atmosphere?
No, we don't have fair. And if players are good enough, then they are old enough.
Could I just ask one for Bruno, possibly? You gave Marcus the ball for the penalty. I just wondered, was that something in your mind before the game, or was that just in the moment?
No, it was in the moment. As I talked about this already, I thought that Marcus needed his first goal. He's such an important player for us that he hasn't scored in the Premier League this season yet. Last season he was our top scorer, so we know that he's important for us. He's someone that can score a lot of goals. And I think strikers, wingers, sometimes it's about getting this first goal, and after that they're gonna get they straight on that to score more and more goals. And we need our strikers, our wingers, to be in the positions to score goals and to have the confidence to score them.
Dave.
Hi, Erik, the results away from home in Europe haven't obviously been great this season. What gives you the belief that the team can go there tomorrow in what's, as you say, a hostile atmosphere and get the win you need? Because it's a must-win game, of course.
Yeah, you can always find. Last year we couldn't win away from home. That was an issue. And now we can't win at home. So now we win away games, and now you're bringing up we don't win away games in Europe. We know we can do, and we are confident because the last games away from home in the league, also in very hostile environments, we played very well. We were very calm and composed. This team also last year in Barcelona, so we know how to deal with it, and I'm sure there will be tomorrow a confident team on the pitch.
And is that something you'll stress to the players and Bruno as well as captain, that you need to keep your heads? It's you have to be disciplined tomorrow night. Not react to anything, because there will be provocation. There will be, the opponents will be trying to do that to you. How important is that to not rise to that?
Absolutely. You have to stay calm in your head and don't get too emotional. You need the emotions, but you have to control it. That you don't give them anything, that you don't give the refereeing as well that moment that they're gonna take. So you have to stay away from such moments. But you have to. We know how to deal with it. You have to play confident, and you have to make it your game. So it's not that important how the opponent is playing. It's important how we are playing, how we are dealing with possession, how we are dealing with out of possession. So normal stuff, and we will make a good plan. But then, in the end of the of the moment, the players, they have to decide. They have to manage the game.
Jamie.
Hi Erik. A bit like winning at Everton, how much sort of a boost would a win be in Turkey for the development of your team and where you like to go this season? Because you're obviously getting better, and this would kick you on again, I suppose.
Yeah, of course it will help. But as the previous question on Bruno from Simon, I don't think in scenarios. First we have to do it. So rise to the occasion, get the performance, and then we see what it will do with the team. But I think you can point out what it will do. Same as we beat Everton, difficult game in that environment, an opponent in form. If you beat them, it gives belief, it gives confidence.
Just with regard to Bruno giving the penalty to Marcus at Everton, as a manager, do you support that? Because you're 1-0 up, you need a win. It's great that it went in, but if it doesn't go in, do you just say fair play to Bruno for showing leadership, or do you sort of think, well, you're the penalty taker, you should have taken it?
We have a list of penalty takers, and is there no number for the penalty takers who's going to be the first, second, or third? Is being myself, because in the past few years it's being always me. But when I arrived at the club, Marcos was the penalty taker. He was injured when I arrived and I start taking my penalties. So he was always respectful on the side of saying, like, you're doing it now, you're doing it well, so keep going. At moments he had his moment to take the penalty. Sometimes we had that moments to give the ball to each other. And I think it's not important who take it, because I think the manager puts a paper out there with the penalty takers, and the two names for that game was me and Marcos. So it's just about decide who's going to take that. It doesn't have to be always Bruno. It doesn't have to be always Marcos, but has to be someone where we are 100% sure that the ball is going to go in. We never 100% sure, because it's 50-50 every time. I could have taken the penalty and missed probably, and we will never know. But the thing is that Marcos took it and scored, and that's no issue about that. Thank you.
It's not 50-50. Yeah, that is. With them, we are confident with Resi and with Bruno. We know they will score. But I want to emphasize, I think it's great leadership. If you understand that your teammate need the goal, and you have confidence in each other to give the penalty away. But I'm sure Bruno would have made him as well.
Okay. I was going to say, is this a good example as why Bruno is your captain?
This is one of the examples, yeah.
I just wanted to ask about Kobe Mainoo, because obviously there's been a lot of attention on him since his performance on Sunday. Praise for his performance, but even looking longer term and talk about his international future as well. Do you welcome that kind of attention, or do you need to calm it down a little bit, given it's such a fledgling career at the moment?
Yeah, but I think that's we are very pleased with the performance, but it's one performance, and you have to do it on consistent base. But Kobe is so mature, he knows that, and we are confident he will do it. But first you have to prove, as we all have to prove. You're always that good as your last game.
But when he's getting that kind of attention, Erik, as well, Bruno, how do you as well? How do you look after a young player in this kind of environment?
Enjoy it first, but keep the focus. Keep the focus on the game, so don't get distracted from it. That you focus is going to things were so next to football, not into football. It's about the game. So you have to focus on your game, on your performance, and get the right levels in. And so, if a player, when we observe, he's getting distracted from it, and when he's move away from football, we will tell him. But till that point, we don't do. And I see in training the levels, so I'm not concerned in this moment that Kobe gets distracted from it.
Erik, I just wanted to ask you, with Marcus out for tomorrow's game, there's an opening at right wing. Palestri's been doing really well off the bench. How do you see his development so far, and maybe transcending into being a starter eventually?
Yeah, for Pelle also has to make now a step from bench player coming in, often have a very good impact to start 11 player. And we will see how quick the process will go.
I think, sorry, could I just quickly ask one to Bruno? Bruno, obviously, I mean, it was great leadership to give the penalty to Marcus at the weekend. Is it frustrating for you when outsiders sometimes critique your captaincy style when it's clear on the pitch that you're always giving everything to the team?
No, obviously you don't like it. You don't like to be criticized. That I think everyone is the same. But at the same time, you know, I have to do the best, or what I think is the best for the team. I cannot, probably I'm not always right, but in my head at the moment is the right choice, so I do it. So I think it's quite normal when you play for Man United that you're gonna be criticized, even if you do well or bad, if you do the right thing or the wrong thing. So I just have to deal with that. It's kind of normal since I arrived at the club. You know, in the beginning was everything perfect, because when you arrive and in the first game, if you do something different than anyone else is doing, it's going to be all flowers. But after that, I understand that it's going to be, the tough part is always coming after the first games, because when the results not coming, when your performance are not as everyone expect to be, because the expectations are always higher and higher. And I know that since I arrived at the club, obviously my numbers made myself a target. So not keeping the same numbers on assists or goals sometimes is a problem for me in the criticism, because they're gonna take from there. Now is the captaincy, but you know, it's gonna be always something. But my focus is on the team, on the staff, on everyone that works here with me day by day. I think they're pretty happy with me. The way I am, it's the same since I arrived at the club. It's not changed by being the captain. I don't think he has to change. I'm really open with everyone, so no one until now has have a problem with me. So I think I should keep like that. Everyone here is pretty happy with my leadership, so I think I have to keep the same way.
Hi, Bruno. Obviously, Alejandro Garnacho scored one of the best goals of the season. Does that give a moment of brilliance like that? Does that give the team a lift ahead of such an important game against Galatasaray?
No, it give a lift against Everton. I hope we can do it against Galatasaray. It will be amazing to have another goal like that. But obviously we expect moments like that from Garnacho. Is a special talent that have these kind of moments in games that can help us to win games. Him and we have such young players in front that in moments they can change the game to our side. I think we had it in the past, even like most recent with Scott against Brentford at home. You know, when not being a striker coming in and have that moment inside of the box as a striker, the killer instinct that gives you the win. You know, you need this kind of special things sometimes to win games, and Gardner has done it many times. Both Anthony are capable to do it. Pellistri is also someone capable to do. Rasmus also can do it. And after us from behind as midfielders, defenders, in some moments we can have a ball where we can decide the game, and we have to take it.
Is it true that Alejandro's been practicing those moves in training, the bicycle kicks? And do you think he has the mentality to become one of the best players in the world?
I don't know if he's been training that. It's not going to be good for his back, but I think, as I said, yes, been that special talent for big moments to be decisive. But I'm more happy for his work off the ball against Everton. Was for me the best game he has done until now. He was amazing, and I think when he can put together that with his qualities to score goals and help the team up front, is going to be such a good player. I think he's already a great player, but I think as for his age and for his talent, he can be much better than he is actually already.
Okay, and finally we have 2 questions from the Turkish media, which are going to be read by Zara.
Yep, so first one from Anadolu Agency is Galatasaray's victory over Manchester United in 1993 is a very important milestone in Turkish football, and it was the game that created Galatasaray's famous chant, "Welcome to Hell." How do you plan to protect your players from the feverish atmosphere in Istanbul, and what are your plans to get out of hell?
We have to make it our game, and it's the history. And obviously, Manchester United has a great history, but you can't take any guarantee from it in the future. So we have to make our own future.
And the next question is from TRT Sport. In the previous 3 matches played against Galatasaray in Istanbul, Manchester United have failed to win or score a goal. Do you feel any pressure because of this? And looking back on your defeat to Galatasaray at Old Trafford last month, in your opinion, what did you do wrong in that game and what lessons did you learn from it?
I think similar answer. It's the past. So tomorrow it's about the future. So we have to make it our game. So it's on us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.